Do you want to learn how to be more creative in your shuffle dance flow, use your space better, and be able to have authentic movement that truly looks like you? That's what we're gonna learn today. Alex here from Shuffle Shred. Today's tutorial is actually going to be kind of a more intermediate or advanced concept that I like to teach my students that helps them explore their body, explore their unique style, explore the music, so much more within their shuffle dance. So this is something that is going to take shuffle dance fundamentals and then kind of just your unique style as a dancer, and it's really going to help you see what other elements you can add into your shuffling to create a unique dance flow as a whole. So the concept itself is called the space between. So you're really going to be using your shuffle dance fundamentals, your running man and T-step mainly, but I also want you to start exploring what you can do in the space and time in between your running man and T-step. So I'm gonna give a little bit of a demo here. I encourage you to think of other ways to move your body outside of just shuffle moves. So for example, if your default would normally be to like throw some cutting shapes in between your running man and T-step, or if your default would be maybe to add like a kick or a spin or something. Not that those are wrong, but I also want you to be thinking outside the box and think of just different ways you can transfer your weight, different ways you can reach around your space, different ways you can use levels up and down, okay? I'm gonna demonstrate first, and then I'm gonna break down a few different ways that we can actually look at this. So running man and T-step are gonna be my main things, and then I'm literally just going to explore the space and the time between my running man and T-step. 5, 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2, ba, 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 2, 2, da, 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 bum, bum, ba, boom, pa, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, 7, 8, go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1. That was a good flow. Maybe I need to put that to some music. I quickly just want to say that the whole point of this is to help your brain think about something more helpful during your freestyle. I'm a firm believer that our brain needs to think while we are dancing. It has to do something, right? Whether it's thinking about the music, whether it's thinking about how happy we feel, or whether it's actually thinking about what we are doing in our body to create that dance, our brain is gonna think. So instead of trying to say, don't think at all, or just let loose and let the music take you, that's not always possible for everybody. So I like to say, let's get our brain to think about something that is more helpful, that allows our creativity to expand. And that's exactly what this prompt is going to do. Okay, so let's break this down even further. There's going to be a few main things you're gonna wanna think about. Write these down because I want you to remember them. The first thing is, how are you actually going to get out of your running man or out of your T-step into your exploration mode, whatever that is. If you noticed, I did some like weight transfers, I reached around my space. I used a few of the examples that I gave you, and we'll talk a bit more about those in a minute. But first, I just want to give you more of a visual of like, at what point do I put those in, right? Where do I put these like filler moves? And the answer is anywhere, as long as you still have enough of your shuffle dance foundation that you can tell that is the absolute core of what you're doing. If shuffle dance is your goal, then you can plug in your filler moves pretty much anywhere or as frequently or infrequently as you like, making sure you're running anti-step for the basis. So what I mean by that is, you know, if I was counting, for example, and I was going 1, 2, 3, 4, it would be pretty easy to do some sort of filler move for the remaining 4 counts and have that be like just simple for my head to wrap around. So you can practice with that today. So it could be like 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you could get back into shuffling as an example. But you could also do 6 running mans and 2 counts of filler move, which could look like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. right? Notice that the shuffling was the main piece there, and then I added just a little bit of filler. So I say this because I want you to explore. That's what this whole prompt is about. Don't feel like there's only one way or it has to be certain counts or whatever, so don't stress about that. But if you notice, which you might not have noticed, I'm gonna explain it. When this is as a baseline recommendation for you. There's lots of different ways, lots of different positions that you can stop in your shuffling in order to put in a filler move or some sort of just like exploring, the space and time around you. But the best one that I would recommend to start with is to finish in your open position of your running man, where you have a very sturdy ground. You can do a lot of things from this position, including if you want to just be on one leg or maybe you want to move around the space. It's obviously very easy to just pick up one leg and continue doing that. The other option would be the open position in your T-step, which is when you are tapped down. Doesn't matter where your tapping point is, but rather than just like stopping in your perch, which we know is a transition point, you can totally stop here. Use that creatively, do what you got to do. But if you're just starting out, I recommend if you're going to move from your T-step into exploring the space in between the T-step and the next thing, it's a little bit easier to do it kind of in this similar running man position, but obviously it depends where your foot is tapping. So I could choose to go here, right? Maybe I finish with my front toe tapped, and then maybe I lean into it and I explore the space between before getting back into my fundamentals, okay? So while you're practicing, as kind of a mental cue and physical cue of like, okay, now it's time to switch into something else, think about stopping in your running man or stopping in your T-step. And you'll notice it feels very similar. Both feet are going to be on the ground, and it just gives you a lot more ability to do what you want from there. You're not limited, okay? So that's one piece of it, where to actually stop so you can start exploring the space between. Now we get to the space between our running man and our T-step, or between our shuffle fundamentals. What are we doing in the middle? I'm going to give you 2 things, maybe 3. We'll see if I'm feeling like it is necessary. I'm going to give you 2 things that your brain can think about while you are exploring that space between. Because especially if you don't have a dance background, you probably watched what I just did and you were like, I could never think of that. I could never ever do that, right? A lot of people's brains don't just naturally think that way, and that's totally cool, which is why a prompt is so helpful. So the first prompt that I'm going to give you is points on the floor, okay? I'm not gonna give you specific points on the floor, but I want you to think of all the ways you could interact with different points on the floor, okay? What I literally mean by that, let's say I finished in my running man here. Maybe I use my upper body to like go towards a certain point on the floor. Like maybe I pick this space right beside my foot, okay? It doesn't have to get this like nitty gritty while you're in the middle of freestyling, but I want to really paint the picture of my brain to you so you can see. So let's say I pick like this relative space in front of beside my front foot here. So the first thing I could do to interact, how do I interact with this point on the floor? I can take my body towards it, right? I could do it sharp, I could do it fluid, right? I could send an arm there, I could bring my other foot there, right? That like dramatically. I can slide my other foot there. Yes, we would consider that to be part of shuffling. Obviously, we know Melbourne Shuffle, we do a lot of slides especially, but like my goal isn't what move can I do? My goal is how can I interact with this spot on the floor? Maybe I take this front foot and I start like smushing, like smush a cigarette butt or something, that type of imagery on that spot. Maybe I jump around it. Maybe I don't want to touch it. Maybe the floor is lava, right? I just came up with like 7 different ideas of how I could interact with this random invisible spot on the floor. That will keep you busy for a long time. And I even recommend like practicing with this prompt just for funsies, even without doing the running man and T-step on either side, because this is gonna help you just like get creative with different ways to move your body, right? A lot of times dance is not about doing a certain move perfectly. A lot of times it is, but a lot of times it's literally just about like, how can we interact with different spaces and different body parts? And so that's what you're gonna do here, okay? So prompt 1 is going to be interact with a spot on the floor. It could be any spot. It could be the spot directly under me. It could be this spot all the way over here. And maybe I have to like hop over to it, spin on it, pick something up from it. See what I'm saying? How many different ways can you interact with that spot on the floor? I'm a broken record, so I'm gonna stop with that one. The second one is, I'm gonna teach it and then we'll do a little practice isolating each of those. So we'll do one variation where we're literally practicing the space between with interacting with the spot on the floor, and then we'll do another example with this one. The next one is going to be explore your space. That's it. Obviously, with the prompt, the space between, I want you to explore your space a little bit. I want you to get big, to get wide. Maybe it means walking around. Maybe it means reaching up, down, whatever the case may be. Even if it's not an actual shuffle move in this moment, I want you to explore the space around you, okay? Use your space. So what this could look like, let's say I'll go from a T-step this time. I'll travel this way, mix it up a little. Let's say I'm T-stepping, pop, pop. Maybe I end in this kind of like back T-step. From here to explore my space, for me, this often ends up looking like reaching one arm, moving my head, things like that. So this could end up looking like I'm gonna explore down, up, pop, out, right? I'm gonna maybe go down again, and then I could get back into my running man and get back into my fundamentals from there. Just as an example, okay? So just explore. Exploring your space, if you choose to move your feet, obviously you're gonna like walk through your space or, you know, slide through your space, whatever you wanna do. But if you keep your feet planted, no matter where you're at, you're also gonna have to explore weight transfers with this. So being able to like lean forward, being able to lean backward, lean to the side, right? Don't put yourself in such an uncomfortable position that you're like, I'm gonna fall over. Like if you need, step out and then lean to the side, right? But it's just about playing around, okay? I should have made this disclaimer at the beginning, but this is gonna feel weird. You're probably gonna feel uncomfortable doing this, but that is completely okay. That's actually required in order to grow as a dancer and in order to have that unique style and really be able to just connect to your body and to the movements in different ways. So when I first did this, I was like, I look ridiculous, but now I love it. It's one of my favorite exercises, okay? So quick recap. We have the space between. We have our running man and our T-step and, you know, alternating back and forth between those. And then we also have this empty space that we want to hold in one of our positions, either running man or T-step. And we want to just like explore and do some fun stuff before we get back into the fundamental, going back into our shuffling, okay? That's the overarching. Then we have the simple fact that when we are stopping and we are ready to start exploring the space between, for right now, for today's example, we either want to stop in the triangle of your running man, a nice, you know, clean, stable position, or we want to stop in the open tapping point of your T-step. Same idea, just feet are in a different position where we feel really stable and we can move around freely from there, okay? Then we get to the actual 2 examples of how you're going to use the space between. There's tons, millions of ways, but these are just 2 today. And the first one is you are going to, what was the first one? What did my brain, my brain broke. The first one is interact with a spot on the floor, right? However you want, pick a spot on the floor. If you even have tiles like me or some sort of like little marker, maybe it's a piece of tape or something, it could be helpful for visual people to actually like interact with a certain spot. Otherwise, it doesn't have to be perfect. Pick a spot, find different ways to interact with it. The second one is explore your space, right? We're using weight transfers. Maybe we're reaching, maybe we are walking around the space, whatever the case may be, just use the space that you have, okay? So this is what we're gonna do. Going back to what I was saying before about 4 running mans or 4 T-steps, and then 4 counts of the space between or whatever you wanna do. That's how we're gonna practice this to start because it's just very easy. We're gonna do 1 round like that, and then do I wanna play music? I am not gonna play music because this is YouTube and they love taking videos down for copyright problems. So we're gonna do this no music. If you want to put on your own music while you're watching this, go ahead. All right? So I'm gonna count us in 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna start with our running man. I'll face the back. It truly does not matter which leg you start with. It doesn't matter. This is just you, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. If you do 1 too many running mans or you do 1 too little, it's no big deal. This is just a rough framework, okay? So I'm gonna quickly demo. We're gonna do the interact with the spot on the floor. So you're gonna hit 4 running mans. I'll count us in 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just demoing right now, so don't worry that I'm going speedy quick. We hit 4 running mans, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're gonna stick down on 4, okay? If you happen to pull up on the and, it's all good. Just step that foot back down. It's no biggie. But ideally, we're gonna stop in this position on 4. And then we're gonna pick any spot on the floor and we're gonna interact with it for 5, 6, 7, 8. So let's say I pick this spot right here beside my other foot in front, same as what I did before. Maybe I go 5 and 6, 7, 8, 1. And then I want you to just get back into a normal shuffle freestyle for like another 4 counts. So for example, if I went 5 and 6, 7, 8, we're just gonna do 4 counts like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and then we're gonna stop, okay? We're not gonna keep it rolling because I wanna be able to stop, reset, make sure your intro and your prep is good, explore the space between, and so on and so forth. All right, here we go. So 4 running mans, stop on 4 in your open position, explore the space for 4 counts for 5, 6, 7, 8, and then do, either T-step or running man out of it, whatever feels good, okay? Ready. 5, 6, 7, 8, running man, 2, 3, stop on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Okay, let's do that one more time. Same thing. If you want to do more running mans, if you want to explore further, you totally can. All I'm going to do is count. You can just follow along with the counts and see when it feels natural and organic to stop. And then just remember your prompt is spot on the floor. So pick a different spot than what you just did. Or if the last one didn't go well, you can pick the same spot. Give yourself a little redemption there. Okay, ready. Dropping down on 1. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. Keep going. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Coolio. Okay. Your girl's hot. Your girl's hot here. Alrighty. We're gonna take a quick little breather, pause this video if you need longer, and we are gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna practice it with our T-step, okay? We'll use the same count, so we'll do 4 T-step taps. Doesn't matter where on the ground you tap, whatever feels good, just 4 continuous T-step taps. On the 4th one, you're gonna lock into place, and we're gonna switch to our other prompt of like explore the actual space around you. Okay, using weight transfers. So this is gonna look like this. Also, I'm gonna do it just to one side right now, and then we'll practice one time going to the other side. That way we have a balance, okay? So it's gonna look like this, just a quick demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and get back into your fundamental 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Once you're done exploring your space, when you're done with that filler, you can get into running man or T-step. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Okay? Let's do it. Here we go. Starting to drop with your first tapping point on 1. Remember, hold on 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Explore the space. 7, 8. Fundamental. 2, 3, 4. Cool, cool. Let's do that again on this side, and then we'll do 2 go-arounds on the other side. Maybe I'll face the back this time, just in case someone wants to see what it looks like if I'm doing my T-step to my left side and what that exploration could look like. So again, repeat the same side. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. T-step, 2, 3, 4. Or running man. Sometimes the things that come out of my mouth are not the things that I want to come out. T-step or running man at the end. All right, let's do it 2 times quickly to the other side. It's okay if you have 1 T-step side that's wonky, 1 T-step side that's good. Make sure you practice both equally. They're both very important. Same thing, start tapping on 1. We're gonna lock in on 4, and you're gonna explore your space. Leaning, reaching, dropping for 5, 6, 7, 8, and then go back into a fundamental on 1. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. Explore your space. 7, 8. Fundamental. 2, 3, 4. I did it right this time. I counted right. All right, last time together, and then we are going to wrap up here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Fundamental. 2, 3, 4. Give yourself a big clap. Okay, that is it for today's tutorial about the space between. Hopefully, if you're someone who has wanted to have a more organic, a more unique, a more authentic dance flow, with shuffle dance being the main part of that, this helps you learn to explore your body in different ways. When you do it to music, it'll help you explore music in different ways. We learned 2 different ways we can use this prompt, but that's just 2 of many. So I really, really want you to take this into your practice, put some dedicated time into this. Don't just do it once and be like, oh, I don't get it. Or do it once and be like, I get it, I never have to practice it again. This is an ongoing thing that the more you practice it, the more you explore, the more creative and authentic you're gonna be as a dancer. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, do all the things you gotta do here on YouTube to get all of the shuffle, shred, dance tutorials, mindset tutorials, and everything that you need to become a powerful, confident, and unique shuffler.